Loopring. So, Loopring is a favorite, actually, of Vitalik Buterin. And there should be, in theory, a lot of potential for Loopring to do very well in this bull cycle. I'm going to highlight the reasons that I think it can do well. I'm also going to point out something that should be a cause for concern for Loopring holders right now. Before I get into it though, guys, these are the first 26 coins that I did videos about on the channel. When I did the videos, I showed myself buying up all of these coins. You could have done the same, and if you had popped $100 into each of them when I released the videos, all you would have had to do is sit on these coins for 16 months and then sell them, and your profit in under a year and a half would have been over 123 grand. Now, you're not going to get that in any other market other than crypto. But the thing is you don't have 16 months. We're already in a bull cycle. Obviously, it's not gone into parabolic mode yet, but you've got a limited amount of time to sort your portfolio out. You're talking about a month, really, to get your portfolio up to scratch. If you're not confident, if you're concerned about it, if you're unsure, or if you don't have a portfolio, it is now the time to sort that out. Head over to copymycrypto.com. Just have a look at what's happened on that site. On there, you will see what my members have earned. You will see what the successes we've had. They're great investments that we've made. It's all public record. You can go onto this channel's history and verify it all. And it's where I share the coins that I'm in with my members. Whenever I add to my portfolio with like a new coin, I will tell my members what coin and at what price I'm buying it. I do the same when I sell. So my members get in and out of cryptos at the same prices as me, so they make the same profit. Added bonus there as well, they don't have to do any work at all. Now, if you're in a situation where you don't have a portfolio sorted, or you're really not confident in what you've got, have a look at the site. Pause this video, have a look at copymycrypto.com, dive into it, read through it all, watch all the videos, and then maybe try it out, guys. Now, Loopring. So Loopring is a layer 2, they have a layer 2 approach to Ethereum. The actual, what they've ended up building is an open protocol for building DEXs. And they use ZK rollups to facilitate this. Now, in 2020, the average trading volume of the entire crypto market ranged between 50 and 200 million. Most of it was on centralized exchanges. And obviously, there's a massive downside to centralized exchanges, which is if something goes wrong with them, they have custody of your assets. So if something goes wrong, you can lose everything. We have seen countless examples of that, whether it was FTX, whether it's Celsius, Mt. Gox, like lots of, yes, people sometimes get their money back, but it's never as much as it should be. So it's worth noting that there is a significant risk to centralized exchanges. I'm not saying don't use them, but don't leave your money on them. Now, the founder of Loopring is effectively the Loopring Foundation actually run everything, but Daniel Wang is in charge of it all. He has a solid computer science background, and prior to starting work on Loopring, he was a manager at tons of different major tech companies, and lead software engineer at Boston Scientific. Now, the actual resume of Daniel Wang is very good. Loopring Foundation have obviously been around for a while now. You know, they launched in 2017, went all the way up to about $1.70 or so. But when it launched, it was only about 5-6 cents. So did very well. In the most recent bull cycle, it had this parabolic move. Like, if you look at the time frame, 20th of October, it peaked out about a month later, absolutely just banged up. And part of the reason for that was Vitalik Buterin. Obviously, he releases a number of articles online talking about the technology he likes, technology he doesn't like, and he basically name dropped Loopring as some of the technology that he likes, that he thinks is going to benefit Ethereum. It's the first ZK rollup layer 2 on Ethereum. The fees are 100 times less than they are on Ethereum. That's a big plus. And like I said, they are an open protocol for building DEXs. You can actually launch the app here and just see how their DEX works. Their DEX is very simple. They've actually got multiple dApps now, but we'll just go straight to the DEX itself, if it will let me. This is taking a minute, isn't it? So let's go to trade. So they've got a natural swap order book, but they natural swap function like a Uniswap has. But what they do have is an order book. So they actually have brought one of the patterns of centralized exchanges. One of the things that actually we all like about centralized exchanges is the order book. So they brought that into the decentralized world, and that's again a very good thing. Now, one thing that is worth noting is there is a limitation here in terms of the things that you can trade with. Even if we go to order book and we just have a little play, having a look through, there's a few. You know, don't get me wrong. They've got a good few trading pairs, but they haven't got many. And that's a problem. There's a problem because, you know, everyone wants to be able to buy the hot new coin. Everyone wants to have lots of options. We live in an options society where everyone wants everything all at once, and you can't get that on Loopring. There's a limit on how many markets there are. They do have NFT stuff, and there are obviously earning mechanisms, and there's a lot that's very good about Loopring. There is a big downside here, though, because the trading volume on a daily basis is only about 137 grand. That's nothing. In the crypto space, that is nothing. That's really low. And that, for me, is a massive cause for concern. Massive cause for concern. Because even if you compare against, because this is spot as well. This isn't like... these aren't derivatives. This is just spot trading. But if you compare against the top decentralized exchange trades, like exchanges for spot trading, you're talking about billions of dollars of volume, some of them, you know, or at least hundreds of millions. You know, this is 1,000th of what we're seeing everywhere else, or in a lot of other places. It is not great. Like, people aren't using Loopring as a trading tool at all. They just simply aren't, and that is a massive cause for concern. Now, yeah, they have their earn features and stuff, and there's some dApps, you know, but again, Loopring Pro and Loopring Earn, pretty much it, right? So there's not been this huge expansion and development, and that's a big cause for concern because it's already on every market, so it's not like it's going to get a listing bounce. You know, it's everywhere. And we are probably in what's called an accumulation period right now for Loopring, but I'd be a little worried about the actual growth here in terms of price. Because I think this has a shot of doing something, but I don't think it's down to Loopring at this point. I think there are so many other DEXs so far ahead of Loopring that the issue for Loopring now is they need someone else to impact them. And that someone else really has to be Vitalik. He's already done it once before. If he gives them a shout out in some sort of article or blog post or, you know, interview, because he does get interviewed a fair bit, then they could potentially have that run. And if they start having a really solid flow of volume and you start seeing growth and they start adding to the markets that they're lacking right now, this could do something. There is a world where this could beat its previous high. Like an all-time high of $5 is achievable for Loopring. However, I will say the only way that I can see that happening right now is with a Vitalik Buterin shout-out / full-blown endorsement. Along with, I don't think that's enough. I think they also need an enormous amount of growth in terms of user base because users aren't using it. If it doesn't get those two things, I can't see $5. I really can't. And actually, the more I look at that kind of data, you know, don't forget, they were doing 130,000 in a day in terms of volume on their DEX. That's terrible. That's terrible. So the more I look at that, the more I'm thinking, honestly, maybe it only goes to $1, maybe $2 at a push. But right now, the statistics, the numbers, the data says this is a cause for concern. People, like, if you're a Loopring holder, I'd be a little concerned about this. The lack of development, the lack of users. You know, you're Loopring now are competing with huge DEXs that already have a really solid user base. You've now got to pull those users away from Uniswap and all of the others and get them to Loopring. That's not an easy task. So I think they're going to really struggle to have really good price growth. I think best case scenario at the moment, unless all those things happen that I've said, I think it might only go up to about $1. I think it's going to struggle this year. There either needs to be like I say, barring Vitalik or huge growth in user base, which will probably come off the back of Vitalik. The only other way I can see this sort of having significant growth is if they nail down like enormous partnerships, and I can't even fathom what they would have to be for this to beat its previous high right now. This looks difficult. Those numbers are poor. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Are you concerned, if you're a Loopring holder, are you concerned about those kind of numbers? Do you think this is still a top tier coin? What are you hoping for this year? Is it just that you're hoping for Vitalik to give him a shout out again? Let me know in the comments. And guys, you do not have long to sort your portfolio out. If you want to make money in the crypto markets, you need to get this done as soon as possible. Otherwise, you are going to watch everyone else making money while you don't. If you're not confident in your portfolio, if you're unsure about it, or if you don't have one, now is the time to do something about it. If you go to copymycrypto.com, you will see on the site what my members have made. You will see on the site what I've said in the past and the coins that we've gotten in on. You'll read the testimonials, watch all the videos. Everything on there is public record. It's on the history of this channel, so you can verify it all. If you like what you see, if you're reading through it going, I really should try this out, then try it out, because the sooner you do, the better. Because once these markets start ripping to the upside, if you don't have the right cryptos in your portfolio, or you have none at all, like I say, you're going to watch everyone else making money while you don't. No one wants to be that person. So have a look at the site now, read through it all, and try it out, guys. And that's it for me. Have a good day. Bye-bye.